ladies are starting to get into our older years. I'm not going to tell mine. We'll just say that I celebrated the 12th anniversary of my 33rd birthday. That's all. 21st. Now I just told my age. Alright, so waiting for Miss Angie to come on. Angie, when you get on, my dear sister, my TS mother, please comment so that way I can bring you on, good sis. So anyway, yeah. So tonight is going to be about TS women, older women, and TS. The reason that this subject is going to be really important is because, and the reason I'm bringing Angie on is because I feel like, and like I said, this is ladies' night, so everybody comment. It's our layback. It's just a scouse, okay? It's a scouse. So we're going to talk about whatever. All right, let's see. Angie, please, for the dear love, please tell me you can come on. Okay, so Angie, what you might have to do, check maybe your settings or something. That's the only thing I can think of, because it's still giving me that message. Let's see. Yep, Angie, it is still giving me that message, girl. So, hey Adriana, hermanita, ¿cómo está? Angie, check under your advanced settings for the camera. Just check that real quick on your Facebook settings. Just go Facebook settings and check your advanced. Adriana, how was your appointment? So, I had an echo today. Your yearly echo. So, it was an echo. What can I say? But I had my 5-year MRI on the 20th, so we're going to see how that goes. I mean, of course, the doctor at my cardiologist appointment, is June 9th. Could be wrong. I'm going to have to, double check that. But anyway, you see, that's why I have an organizer, because it helps Bethany keep her life in check. Hey, Michelle. So, Angie, the only thing I can think of is just please comment, sister, and put some stuff in, because I really want to try to bring Angie on camera, guys. Like, y'all don't understand. Because Angie and I, if you hear our phone conversations, there's a reason I call her my TS mom. Because, I mean, she might not have, you know, physically had me, but, I mean, she's awesome. Like, I feel like all of the sisters oh, Michelle, hi. Y'all know my signature phrase. Hey, girl, hi. But yeah, so I feel like we all have, like, that one, like, maybe older sister or one just sister in general. They don't have to be older than us. But, we have, like, this one sister that we feel like kind of helps us, guides us, been there, done that. Hey, Kim, been there, done that. You know, Angie's really been there for me as far as that's concerned. If I ever have like a bad day, or if I ever have a question about TS or anything like that, I can call Angie, and it's just like that. Like, she's got me, and I mean, I have cried to her. I mean, she and I have had some come to Jesus moments, okay? I'm just saying. But no, so TS and older women, the thing about it is that I would love to see, and I think all of us would agree, I would love to see more research on TS and older women. Because the thing is that now we're starting to live a lot longer than what we previously did. Thanks to modern technology, medical advances, things like that. Like, you know, back in the day, it probably wasn't the best. And TS women, you know, let's admit, you know, the treatments that we have now weren't available then. And so, you know, it was really difficult. And, I mean, I even remember, I was born in 85. Like, I remember, you know, the growth hormones and them fighting for us to keep growth hormones, because there was Olympians, like, you know, using them and stuff like that. And then estrogen treatments. They were about to take those away because, you know, and so there's been a lot of fights and a lot of, well, I call them fights. There's been a lot of, you know, we've had to do a lot of our own advocacy, let's say. And I think all of us can agree with that. And that's why we have organizations like the Walk for Ferial, and, you know, TSGA, TSF, TSSUS. Like, we've had all these society, you know, organizations that have been fighting for us. And Michelle, define older women, lol. Um, so older women, I'm gonna consider myself one of those older women. I mean, once you start hitting the double digits on the anniversary of your 21st birthday, I think you can call yourself an older woman. That's none of my business though. But anyway, Don, hi. Hey, girl, hi. Mm. But anyway, so yeah, but I think we need a lot more research when it comes to older women, just because of that. Hey, Brittany, because like I said, because we're living longer now, we've had these advances in modern technology. Well, hey, come on now. Hey, look! I just revealed that I'm in the double digits myself, Miss Michelle. So don't even play, boo. Don't even play. Uh, so, but anyway, but no, I mean, look at it. Let's be honest. In the beginning, when it came to TS and like estrogen treatments, for example, let's talk about that. I mean, um, I remember when I first was getting on it at, I want to say the first time doctors talked about doing it, I was probably like 12 or 13. Of course, I didn't know I had TS. All I knew, from what the doctors were allowed, let's say, that's another topic for, that's actually something we're going to talk about later, because I know that there's a lot of parents that watch this. And but anyway, so it I was probably about 13, 12 or 13, when the doctors said that they wanted to give me estrogen, and all I knew is that it was gonna, from what the doctor said, make me more feminine. And I was like, well, I'm already a girl. Like, I don't know how you want to get more feminine, but okay, whatever. Um, at that time, there was a lot of controversy because the estrogen treatments at the time, uh, there were, and it's very important to distinguish, because there's TS women, women who have, um, we're all women here, okay? Women who've never had a period, never had a cycle, okay? Like myself at that time. Um, and then women who've been through menopause, been through the change of life, let's say, and, you know, the estrogen that they need. So those are two different things. And so the women that had already been through menopause and everything were getting breast cancer. Okay, there were some instances, not all of them, but there were some instances of breast cancer. So that's why it was so, like, I'm not going to say controversial, but it was very, okay, well, is this going to be a good treatment to give to the, if we're seeing this in older women, why are we wanting to give it to, teenage girls who have Turner syndrome? Why are we wanting to do that? There's things that can happen. And I know that was one of the concerns my parents had putting me on it. At least that's what my mom said at the time, was that she was concerned because I want to say two of my older aunt's friends had gotten cancer. And so my mom was afraid that I would get it. Well, now we know, because of studies and everything, and that we have now, we know that that's not the case. We know that girls with TS do need the estrogen, medroxyprogesterone. And you can't have just estrogen. You need estrogen and medroxyprogesterone. You've got to have the two together. And so that was one of the problems that I had. And okay, sorry, I got a notification. But anyway, so you got to have the two together. I know right now the treatment plan I have right now with my doctors is that I'm going to do estrogen and progesterone until I'm 50, which is the typical age for women. Excuse me. I know that was not very ladylike, and I do apologize. But anyway, so, but that's the plan that my doctors have for right now. And then after that, we're just going to do like low doses of estrogen afterwards. But the reason, that's one of the reasons why we need to do more research on older women and TS, is because one of the estrogen, to osteoporosis, we already know that women with TS over, I'm going to make sure I'm not lying to you. I want to say I want to say it was like over the age of 40. I want to say I've got to relook at that statistic, but it was 50%. We're talking about 50% of women with Turner syndrome, older women, getting osteoporosis. We're seeing a lot of the older women with TS have more, like, the older you're getting, sometimes they're having to have, you know, either second heart surgery. I know someone who's had 2 heart surgeries so far. You know, things like that. And so I feel like there's not everything, but I feel like there's little things that are, I don't want to call it slipping. I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Osteopenia, terrified of osteoporosis. Yeah, you see, Michelle actually messaged me about that because you need to talk to your doctor about that. Because, and yes, girls, remember, if you're on some sort of like calcium, vitamin D, carbonate treatment, like what I was on, or am on, should I say, I am on, still on. Anyway, if you're on that, be careful because you can get too much calcium. There is a such thing as too much calcium, so be careful with that. Um, but yeah, so in osteopenia, if you're in osteopenia, there is that risk of going into osteoporosis. Now, however, what happened with me, excuse me, oh man, I probably should quit drinking tea, but I'm not. Uh, but anyway, uh, I'm not going to say 100% that the calcium carbonate D is what totally reversed my osteopenia. But when you have estrogen and calcium, the estrogen helps absorb calcium. Estrogen helps your entire body, girls. Like, it's not just for that time of the month. It's not for just getting it on, as I say. It's for more than that. It is your health as a woman, and it's very important. So anyway, but yeah, Michelle, talk to your doctor about that because I was able to reverse my osteopenia with the calcium, vitamin D, carbonate treatment. So talk to your doctor about that because everybody knows that that's a case by case thing. But yeah, the older we get, we do run the risk of osteoporosis. So that's something that you've got to be looking out for. There's osteoporosis, there's heart attack, there's, well, I say heart attack, heart issues, you know, thyroid issues. The older you get as a TS woman, some things can happen, and we all know that. Michelle, that's what I'm working on, reversing it. Yeah, you can. And also, if your doctor hasn't, well, let me back up. Talk to your doctor about doing weight bearing exercises and if that's good for you, because if so, I know I personally go to the gym, and they had recommended me doing weight bearing exercises to help reverse the osteopenia, or to treat it. And now I've got leg on show. So that's what I call it, leg on show. Yeah. But that's what I'm working on. Okay, yeah, sorry, I thought I had another comment. But yeah, so it's not every case can be reversible, but you know, talk to your doctor about it. If your doctor says, you know, hey, I recommend that you do, you know, XYZ, we can look at reversing it, you know, as long as you're doing what your doctor says, that's the good thing. But yeah, so that's one of the things is bone health, the estrogen, heart issues, thyroid. Like, the older we're getting, I feel like there needs to be more and more studies done on the older women with TS. I feel like we know a lot about TS and like girls and the younger women because we've seen more of that now. And thank God girls are getting diagnosed a lot younger. Early intervention is key when it comes to treatment. There's a lot of stuff that I went through, such as, you know, my osteopenia, my heart and thyroid, all that. A lot of the issues that I've dealt with, I'm not going to say that they weren't going to happen, but if I would have been listening to what I tell you guys now, if I had somebody come up to me and be like, Bethany, you need to be doing this, 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 and this. You need to be advocating for your health. You need to be going to a doctor. My family for a long time told me I needed to go to a doctor, and that, you know, they were like, Bethany, you really look sick. Like, something's wrong. And I was telling them I was having chest pains, this and that. Like, I don't know. And so finally my stubborn butt went. But yeah, the earlier you catch some of these things, some of them can be reversed. Some of them, you know, the earlier the treatment, you can keep something from going major. You know, you can keep something minor going to major, things like that. So that's why it's really important for you to do early intervention. Now, and speaking of early intervention, so I know that usually when I bring a TS sister on, y'all know that I always ask this question. What advice would you give to a young girl who just found out that she had TS? I like asking everybody that question because I feel like everybody has different advice that they would love to give to a TS girl. I know that when I was younger, you know, I had Angie, but I didn't know until I was much older that I had TS, and so did Angie. Like, I didn't find that out until I was 15. But, you know, if I would have found out, you know, when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, like when I was younger than 15, you know, I would have said what I tell a lot of people. You know, you're still the same person that you were 5 minutes before you heard that you had TS. You know, that doesn't change who you are. Just because you have TS, that doesn't change who you are. Yeah, you're gonna have to go to doctor's appointments. You're gonna have to stay on top of your health more than the other, you know, other women. Sorry, that was my aphasia kicking in. But more than other women. You know, but you're going to have a normal life. You're going to be just like everybody else. Like, you're never going to be able to reach the top shelf. Haha. So, but what you're going to be able to do is ask those cute guys if they can get that off the top shelf for you. You know. Amy. Hey, Amy! Yay! Dawn. I got diagnosed at age 7. My mom didn't keep it from me. You see, and sometimes, you know, and I know it cannot possibly be easy to be a TS parent. I mean, props to our parents. I mean, those moms and dads are some super moms and dads. That's all I gotta say. Okay, Faith, I was diagnosed at 7 too. Aw, hey girl, Don. Yep, you can live a normal life. Billy, yes, TS doesn't change you. Yeah, it doesn't change you. It doesn't change who you are. Let's say, it doesn't change you, but what it does do is, yeah, like I said, you're gonna have to go to the doctor more often than the average or other people. You know, there's other things you're never going to be able to reach the top shelf, but, you know, I always use it to my advantage when it comes to picking people up. I'm just saying, oh, I'm so sorry. Could you reach that for me? Thank you so much. You know, especially if it's a cute, come on, if it's a cute guy. Don, yep, she loved me no matter what. Yeah, so, I mean, that's the thing is, your parent, I mean, every parent knows this. I mean, I'm an aunt. I'm obviously not a parent. I'm an aunt. But, I mean, I wouldn't change my nieces and nephews for the world. Like, they're the best nieces and nephews. They're the cutest. I'm sorry. There's facts. You can Google them. I've got the cutest and best nieces and nephews in the world. Google them if you want to. Let's see. Yeah. So, but, you know, yeah, life's going to be a little different, but, you know, actually, I was working on the next vlog. I'm doing a vlog on TS and driving, so that's going to be the next YouTube vlog that I'm going to be posting for you guys. And I remember when I turned 15, and I was going to get my permit, my brother gave me a set of encyclopedias and was like, oh, here, you're going to need a couple of these so that way you can drive. Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciated. Don, yep, my nieces are the best. I'm kidding. Yeah, they're cute, aren't they? Okay, Faith, yay, more vlogs. Yeah, I mean, come on. Y'all know y'all love my vlogs. Come on. But anyway. I'm trying to get more into, thankfully I've done more research for my vlogs and everything. It's just taking a minute because Bethany's all in this flight attendant life. So, and Don, I'm sorry. My nieces and nephews are the cutest. There's facts, you can Google them. Okay, I just, yes. Um, but anyway, but yeah, no. Uh, for a TS parent, the best thing I can say is, yeah, I know personally, I can speak from personal experience. I wish my parents would have told me when I was younger. Don, I'm biased. I know I am too, Don. I get it. I mean, when it's your nieces and nephews, you're going to be biased. Um, but anyway, I know that I personally, your vlogs are the bomb. Thank you. But yeah, no, I wish my parents would have told me sooner. And I mean, if it hadn't been for well, actually, really, partly it was the doctors, partly it was my parents, partly it was a lot of things. And I know I've seen a couple of parents, post like, oh, when do you think I should tell? You know, there's not really a good time. Like, it's one of those things. It's hard to gauge. When is the right time? I mean, I think the sooner the better. I believe that. If your daughter's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's some things she's not going to understand because, I mean, what 2, 4, what young kid understands, about infertility or fertility, things like that. But I do believe that, having those honest conversations with your daughter, it will, I can't tell you how that will improve your relationship. And I know for years, because, well, a lot of it was because when I turned 15 and 16, okay, Faith, I think you should be open from the beginning, offering more info as child is ready. That way TS is never a difficult topic to talk about. Exactly. Sorry, getting to some of y'all's comments. Billy, my mom jokes about how she can. Yes, Mama jokes about people from the doctor's office she sings. Right? Don, true. Um, but now I just lost my train of thought. Uh, oh yeah. Sorry. Um, there's some things that they're not going to understand, but um, a lot of it, a lot of what I went through at 14, 15, 16, 17, there was just a lot. If y'all knew me back then, like, there was just a lot of stuff. It was almost like there was a train that just collided or something. First off, I found out that I had TS when I was 15. And it was only because my older sister told my parents it's either either y'all go tell her or I'm about to go tell her. So which one is it going to be? And she was 20 at the time. Then I turned 16 in April. My older sister turned 21 in May. 5 days later, she was in a car accident and passed away. And then I just went into a depression because my older sister was really like my second mom to me. And so to me, that was just a hard, difficult time in my life. And then, so after I found out about TS and like that my parents had hit that and stuff, like that just, there was a little while me and my parents just didn't get along. I mean, we've definitely mostly mended our relationship now. My mom's like my best friend. I love my mom to death. She is my rock. She's amazing. Mindy, I was 6 months old when I was diagnosed. Thank you, Facebook, for finally letting me see more. I was 6 months old when I was diagnosed and have just always knew. Started growth hormone at 10 or 11. This was in early 80s because okay. So they didn't know what they know now. Exactly. So, yeah, Mindy, you know what I'm talking about. Because I was probably, yeah, I was like 5, about to be 6, because I know I was in kindergarten when I started growth hormone treatments. The hospital I was actually born at called my parents and said that they were part of a study for Turner syndrome. And so they wanted to know if they would like for me to participate. So my parents, of course, said yes. And that's how I started growth hormones when I was 5. And I stopped when I was probably about about 16, 17, I think it was when I stopped my growth hormone treatment. Billy, my oldest sister played second mom to me, and my middle sister played bodyguard for me. Yeah, see, yeah, so you understand, Billy. I had a great relationship with my older sister. My older sister was the best. Okay. Donna, I was diagnosed at birth. I grew up knowing I had Turner syndrome. My parents kept it age appropriate, but I always knew. Yeah. What my parents basically said was, oh, we're just trying to get you tall like your brothers and sisters. If y'all know my family's tall. My older sister is 6 foot. My brother's like 6'3", 6'4". Like, I come from a very tall family. I'm 5'1", actually. So, but yeah, they said, oh, we're just trying to get you tall like your brothers and sisters. Don't you want to be tall like them? Yeah, okay, all right, well, that's what we're doing. So I was like, oh, okay. My little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old self. We don't ask many questions. But yeah, I think anybody would say I think anybody would say that. There's really no proper age, let's say. There's no, oh, this is the right time to tell her, there's really not. It's one of those, it's really hard to say when the right time is, because, I mean, is there a right time? I mean, I think it's from the beginning, and I think a lot of people would say the same thing. Yeah, there's some things that, a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, 8-year-old, there's things that little kids don't understand. But I think we all know kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. I'm just saying. Because, I mean, I know even, there's sometimes my, like, I've got, sorry, I've got a niece and a nephew that are the same age. They're 7. And I am always impressed by how much they know. It is insane. My mind is blown every single time I talk to them. But it's who was it? It was my niece. I try not to say their names on here. But anyway, it was my niece, my brother's daughter. I'm always impressed with how much she knows about, like, animals and about science, things like that. I could ask her anything, and she just seems to already know the answer. It's ridiculous. Billy, my nieces and nephews are taller than me, and joke that I look up to them and they look down to me. Silly, but I love them, right? Faith, my mom told me everything when I was diagnosed at 7. I know I fully understood even infertility. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, how much did we know at that age? I mean, think about that for a second. How much did we know at 5, 6, 7, 8? Mom and daddy can try to hide the fact that they are fighting, or mommy and daddy can try to hide the fact that, they're, well, I mean, okay, yeah, they do. I mean, as adults do pretty good when it comes to hiding, like the Christmas presents and stuff like that. I'll say that. It was hard, but would not have been easier if they had waited to tell me. Exactly. Don, kids are definitely smart. They are. They really are. They're a lot smarter than people think. Not a lot. But yeah, no. I wish I had this picture. But anyway, my 10-year-old niece, speaking of taller and all that, excuse me, I have a niece who's 10 years old. She's now taller than me. It is ridiculous. This girl she's tall for her age. It is ridiculous. Every time I look at her, I'm like, how have you gotten this big? I literally do not understand how I am looking up to a 10-year-old kid. Riddle me that, Batman, as they say. But yeah, it's, it's hard to say. Even though I have TS, and I think a lot of most 10-year-olds are taller than I am, and they love to rub it in, right? No. The last time I was in Atlanta, I actually got to see my 10-year-old niece, and I actually got to see quite a few of my nieces and nephews when I was in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, she was like, oh, hey, turn around. I want to see how tall I am. And I'm like, really? Really, kid? Really? You're going to do that right now? You're going to do this to me? Really? Uh, and of course, like, it's at a ballpark where there's a bunch of people like, come on in, Betty. Come on in, baby. Turn around. Fine. So, I mean, hey, what can you say? I'm Aunt Beppy, so I got to do it. I mean, I can't say no, right? Because, but anyway, so, but yeah, no, I mean, I just think that that's something that's very important. You know, at least, yeah, they might not understand the infertility, but you know, from the beginning, that's something, you know, I think every girl should know, because, like, you know, it made me, when my parents first told me when I was 15, um, it may, sometimes it can make you feel like it's something to be ashamed of. Sorry, I keep getting these notifications. Um, anyway, it can make them feel like, and like I said, it made me feel like maybe there was something wrong with me having TS, and there's really not. You know, back in the early '80s, you know, back in the old days, let's call it. You know, there kind of was a stigma about, you know, a kid having a genetic disorder. You know, um, but I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of just because you have TS, or, you know, I mean, so what? If you've got TS, if you've got, you know, Downs, if you've got, you know, Asperger's, autism, you know, or there's a whole, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, people are who people are. You can't really change that. You can't ask a lake to be a sea, and you can't ask a sea to be a lake. I mean, am I right? But yeah. So anyway, all right, ladies. If anybody else has any questions about TS and older women, or if you just want to come on and ask a question, just hit up in the comments and say, hey, Bethany, bring me on. I want to ask you a question, or I want to say something. I'll bring you on. But yeah, so I hope everyone has so far had a good week. Faith, not to change the subject, but how was your ECG this morning? Okay, so, oh, hey, Jenna. So my ECG, I had my ECG. So obviously when you do your ECG, they don't give you the results right away. You got to wait for the cardiologist, which, I mean, I understand. Technician can't tell you anything, you know, HIPAA or all that other stuff. But anyway, so I had my doctor's appointment in June. So I'm sure my cardiologist is going to call me, or he may even call me next week. Who knows? He could call me tomorrow. And tell me the results. And also I have my cardiac MRI next week, on the 20th. Is that next week, or is that the week after? Okay, week after next. Yeah. I'm trying to remember when the 20th is. I'm praying for you and the results. Thank you. But I'm sure it's okay. Like, I'm not too worried about it, because my heart's actually doing a lot better than when I first got diagnosed with everything. Because some of y'all who follow me on my personal page, y'all already know my story about how I found out I had all these issues and everything back in 2014. And so, you know, back when I first got diagnosed, I had a right bundle branch block. I had the bicuspid aortic valve. You know, found out that I had Hashimoto's and, like, all this other stuff. So I started my treatments, and so now I'm better. The doctor, the cardiologist, just confirmed week before last, that my right bundle branch block is gone. So that was actually one of the good things, because that's an electrical issue with your heart, and that was really what was causing me to have chest pains. I've had plenty of echoes, but never a cardiac MRI. Don, if you haven't had a cardiac MRI, you need to talk to your cardiologist, because that is huge. You've got to have that like every 5 years, especially if you have a bicuspid aortic valve, or if you've had a history of this is when my aphasia is kicking in. So if you've had a coarctation of the aorta, you need to have your cardiac MRI every 5 years. So make sure that's getting done. If it's not, talk to your cardiologist about that. Billy says, I worked with 3 and 4. Oh, I worked with 3rd and 4th graders that were all taller than me, and I think it was hard for them to see me as a grown-up. I mean, it can be like that. I mean, I can definitely relate, trust me, just because of my nieces and nephews. But they still respect me. I mean, they, you know, I haven't had an issue. I mean, like, they'll joke with me about, like, I'm as tall as them or whatever. Actually, one of my nephews, I'm trying to remember what he called me. It was something like little grown up or something like that. It was something cute like that. I can't remember the exact word, but he was basically saying I was like the kid version of a grown up. And he'll laugh about it. But I'm just trying to remember exactly what the words that he used. But yeah, no, I mean I haven't had a problem with them, you know, not respecting me or anything like that. Um, but yeah, no, it can be tough. So, but yeah, and also, Dawn, like I said, message me if you need to in PM. Because, yeah, you should be having a cardiac MRI every 5 years. That needs to be done if you haven't had one. So, but anyway, all right, guys. I think we're going to call it the night for ladies' night. And anyway, so I hope you got your wrists up on Wednesday. Make sure you get your feet up tomorrow for Feet Up Friday. We will see you then. If you haven't liked the Walk for Ferial page, make sure you go and like the Walk for Ferial page. And everybody on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, make sure you like us there as well. And share these videos. Get on YouTube, guys. Y'all need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Come on, you're missing out over here. I'm just saying. IJS, people. Faith, thank you. Good night. Good night. Don, have a good night. Thank you. All right, ladies. It's been great. It's been a blast. We're going to be doing more of these. And yeah, if y'all ever, when we do ladies' night, if you ever want to come on, just say it in the comments. Hey, Bethany, bring me on. I want to be your guest. And let's get this going, girls. Anyway, see y'all next week. Bye.